Have you ever stopped to wonder why something that once brought comfort, ease, and even joy now feels rushed, disconnected, or oddly frustrating? It's a quiet shift, one that creeps in subtly as men age. The body, the mind, and even desire itself begin to evolve. What once worked effortlessly in your 30s or 40s might no longer bring the same satisfaction at 60 or 70. Yet few conversations touch this tender subject, especially when it comes to something as private and often taboo as masturbation. Let's break that silence. Masturbation in your senior years isn't just normal, it can be essential. Essential for your physical vitality, emotional balance, mental clarity, and even your sense of sexual confidence. And here's the catch, only if it's approached with awareness and intention. Too many older men unknowingly carry outdated beliefs, rigid routines, and silent myths into this act. And those unconscious patterns, they could be robbing you of satisfaction, numbing your sensitivity, and contributing to long-term dysfunction. In this video, we'll expose 7 of the most common mistakes men over 60 make when it comes to masturbation. Mistakes identified by leading doctors, therapists, and men's health experts. We'll unpack the science, the psychology, and most importantly, we'll help you reclaim this intimate space with clarity, dignity, and a renewed sense of vitality. Before we dive into mistake number 1, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Tap that bell because your health, your real health, deserves honest, mature, and empowering conversations like this. If you find this video helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 and let us know how we can better serve you. Mistake 1, believing in the semen retention myth. Somewhere along the line, many older men were led to believe that holding back ejaculation was a shortcut to more energy, sharper focus, and even higher testosterone. It's a seductive myth, one that's been circulated in online forums and misinterpreted ancient teachings. But science tells a different story. While temporary abstinence might slightly raise testosterone for a day or two, long-term suppression of your body's natural rhythm can actually backfire. Pelvic discomfort, mood swings, sleep disruptions, even increased risk for prostate issues. These are real consequences that doctors warn against. Think of it like this. Your body is designed to release, not just to retain. Just as we exhale after a deep breath, ejaculation is part of your body's natural balance. Denying that for weeks or months in pursuit of some mystical energy gain, it can leave you irritated, unfulfilled, and disconnected from your own biology. Masturbation, when done mindfully, is not indulgence. It's maintenance. Just like stretching your muscles or breathing deeply, it grounds you, rebalances you, and keeps your system flowing. So if you've been clinging to the idea that control equals strength, it might be time to ask, what else have I been taught that no longer serves me? Mistake 2, using the same grip and technique every time. Let's be honest, routine can be comforting. And after decades of practice, most men know exactly what works. But here's the twist. What's familiar might be silently dulling your body's ability to feel. Using the same grip, pressure, and rhythm every single time trains your nervous system to respond only to that specific pattern. Over time, it creates what doctors call sensory adaptation. The result: reduced sensitivity, delayed climax, and even difficulty enjoying intimacy with a partner. Your body is intelligent. It adapts. So if the only stimulation it receives is mechanical, it forgets how to respond to the more subtle emotional and sensual cues that bring deeper pleasure. The fix is simpler than you think. Switch hands, vary the pressure, change the rhythm, introduce safe, appropriate tools, or explore new techniques. This isn't about novelty for novelty's sake. It's about awakening parts of yourself that may have gone dormant. Think of it like exercise. If you only do bicep curls your whole life, other muscles atrophy. But vary your movements and your whole body becomes stronger, more resilient, more alive. Your pleasure is no different. It thrives in variety. Mistake 3, rushing through the experience. This one is deeply ingrained. Many men learn to masturbate in secrecy and haste, and as teenagers hiding from parents, as young adults pressed for time. And that habit, it sticks. Rushing turns the experience into a mechanical task, a means to an end, not a moment to savor. You miss the buildup. You miss the emotion. You miss the connection. And over time, the act loses its magic. For men over 60, this is a lost opportunity. Because your body, though older, is still capable of profound pleasure. But it needs time. When you slow down, you give your body permission to feel again. You allow arousal to build gradually naturally. You stay present, not racing toward climax, but journeying toward deeper sensation. This shift from rush to ritual can be transformative. It's not just about orgasm, it's about honoring your changing body, reclaiming your time, and deepening your relationship with yourself. And we've only scratched the surface. In the next chapter, we'll uncover another common, yet often overlooked mistake, one that could be silently numbing your most sensitive nerve pathways. Stick around because understanding these changes isn't just about better pleasure. It's about rediscovering your body, your confidence, and your connection to the life force within you. To be continued in the full rewritten version with the remaining four mistakes, expanded detail, and deeper insight. Would you like me to continue rewriting the full text into the complete 4,000 plus word script now? Previously, we talked about how slowing down can unlock a deeper connection with your body. But even with a slower pace, there's another habit that can quietly limit your experience if you're not paying attention to your whole body. Mistake 4, ignoring the rest of your body. For many men, especially those over 60, there's a deeply ingrained habit focusing entirely on the genitals during self-pleasure. It's something we've been conditioned to do, almost like the rest of the body doesn't matter. But here's the truth, your body is not just one area. It's an entire landscape of sensation waiting to be explored. Limiting all your attention to one single part is like standing at the edge of a forest and never walking in. You're missing out on the rich, vibrant experience that lies just beneath the surface. Even in your 60s, 70s, and beyond, your body is still remarkably capable of pleasure if you allow it. There are places often ignored: your inner thighs, chest, stomach, neck, and especially the perineum. These aren't just secondary zones. They hold incredible sensitivity and emotional depth. When stimulated with presence, they can heighten arousal, spark new sensations, and deepen your connection to yourself. Think about it. When was the last time you truly paid attention to how your chest responds to a warm touch, or how a gentle massage on your neck shifts your entire emotional state? And it's not about doing something exotic or out of character. This is about coming home to your own body. Simple gestures like light massage, using warm or cool temperatures, or changing your rhythm can open doors to sensations you may not have felt in years. These aren't indulgences, they're powerful tools for presence, for self-discovery. You are not just a single part. You're a living system of nerves, emotions, memories, and energy. When you engage your whole body, you begin to escape the stale routines. The experience becomes fuller, richer, and more emotionally satisfying. But there's another subtle element that plays a big role in this transformation. Something that seems so small, many men overlook it entirely. Mistake 5, avoiding lubrication. Let's face it, our bodies change as we age. Skin becomes drier, sensitivity shifts, touch can feel different. Yet despite these changes, many men continue to avoid using lubrication during self-pleasure, either out of habit or the belief that it's just not necessary. But here's the truth, avoiding lubrication can be like driving a car without oil. It creates unnecessary friction, discomfort, and even micro tears that can reduce sensitivity over time. No wonder it starts to feel less enjoyable. Adding a high-quality lubricant changes the entire dynamic. It softens the experience, makes every touch smoother, and reduces the risk of irritation. For many men, it also brings back sensations they thought were long gone. It mimics the natural feel of partnered intimacy, helping the body and mind feel more connected. And for those dealing with joint stiffness, arthritis, or reduced hand mobility, lubrication makes everything easier. Less effort, more comfort, more joy. There's no shame in using support. Just like wearing glasses to read or cushioned shoes to walk, lubricant is simply a form of intelligent, compassionate self-care. It's not weakness, it's wisdom. When you embrace tools that meet your body where it is today, you reclaim power. You feel more alive, more comfortable, and more in tune with your sexual well-being. But even with the right techniques and tools, many men still feel something holding them back, and it has nothing to do with the body. It's something far more powerful. Mistake 6, feeling shame or guilt about the act. Here's where things get personal. For many men over 60, the emotional blueprint around masturbation was written decades ago. Raised in environments where sex was whispered about, or worse, condemned, many were taught to view self-pleasure as dirty, shameful, or something that should stay hidden. And even now, as grown men who intellectually know better, the old emotional echoes remain. You might find yourself rushing through the act, doing it in secrecy or feeling a twinge of guilt afterward, even though you know there's nothing wrong with it. This kind of emotional conflict creates tension in the body. It's like pressing the gas and brake at the same time. You're not fully present. You're not fully free. But let's be clear, there is absolutely nothing shameful about taking time for yourself. In fact, when approached with care and awareness, self-pleasure becomes a powerful tool for grounding, reducing stress, even building spiritual and emotional connection. This is self-respect, not indulgence. Research shows that older adults who engage in regular self-pleasure experience better sleep, reduced anxiety, improved mood, and greater confidence. But none of these benefits can truly be felt if guilt is hanging in the background. Letting go of shame begins with one simple question. Whose voice is in your head? Is it really yours, or was it passed down unquestioned? When you begin to see masturbation as a natural, healthy part of self-care, not something secret or sinful, you begin to feel peace, comfort, and maybe for the first time in years, even pride in caring for yourself in this deeply human way. But freedom of the mind is only one part of the equation. There's one final mistake that many men don't even realize they're making, and it could be holding them back from truly rediscovering the pleasure and vitality that's still very much available. Let's uncover it. Continuing from our previous insight about how tools designed for older men can renew the self-pleasure experience, let's now deepen our understanding of why mindset matters just as much as method. As men move into their 60s and beyond, their bodies naturally evolve. Sensitivity may shift, stamina might fluctuate, dexterity could decline. These changes aren't flaws, they're simply part of aging. Yet despite these perfectly natural developments, many men continue approaching self-pleasure in exactly the same way they did decades ago. The same habits, the same routines. Often without realizing there are new options available, tools thoughtfully created with aging bodies in mind. Why is that? Sometimes it's pride, sometimes it's discomfort, and other times it's simply not knowing what's out there. But ignoring these modern resources can mean missing out on something incredibly valuable: deeper comfort, easier movement, and even heightened sensation. Today, there's a wide variety of innovations tailored specifically for older men. Imagine soft skin-like silicone sleeves that mimic natural human touch. Picture ergonomic shapes that are gentle on stiff joints, allowing movement without strain. Visualize discreet massagers designed to awaken areas of your body you may have never paid attention to before. These are not gimmicks. They're not about replacing your masculinity. They're about enhancing your connection to your body and adjusting wisely to how it changes over time. Think about it: if you'd use reading glasses to see more clearly or invest in cushioned shoes to protect your joints, why wouldn't you consider a tool that makes intimacy with yourself more comfortable and enjoyable? These aren't indulgences. They're intelligent forms of self-care. The truth is, sexuality doesn't vanish with age, it evolves. And when you embrace tools suited to your current stage of life, you give yourself the chance to rediscover pleasure in ways that are gentler, more meaningful, and better suited to your present needs. You may even stumble upon new sensations, new curiosities that reignite a vitality you thought had faded long ago. But here's the deeper truth: tools and techniques are only part of the equation. What truly transforms your intimate experience is the mindset you bring into it. Let's bring all of this full circle, because what we're really talking about isn't just physical, it's emotional, it's spiritual. It's about adopting a new mindset and a complete approach to self-pleasure. At this stage of life, the most powerful change you can make isn't in your hands, it's in your mind. As you move through your 60s and beyond, shifting your perspective on self-pleasure can unlock an entirely new level of connection with your body. It's no longer about habit, secrecy, or performance. It becomes an act of self-respect, exploration, and honoring who you are now, not who you once were. When you release yourself from outdated techniques, old shame, and narrow definitions of masculinity, something remarkable happens. Your experience becomes restorative. It becomes healing. You start to feel each moment instead of just moving through it. By slowing down, experimenting with new techniques, exploring your full body, not just the parts you've always focused on, you begin to build a relationship with yourself that is richer, deeper, and more satisfying. This is no longer about chasing a quick release. It's about creating connection. And when you pair that physical experience with a compassionate emotional shift, when you see self-pleasure not as indulgent, but as a valid form of care, you unlock something truly special: confidence, vitality, and a sense of ownership over your well-being. This isn't just about sex. It's about health. It's about peace of mind. It's about maintaining lifelong intimacy with yourself. Taking a complete approach means recognizing your needs as real, your desires as valid, and your time alone just as worthy as any other part of your wellness routine. You're not too old for growth. You're not beyond discovery. In fact, you may be standing at the threshold of one of the most intentional, connected chapters of your life. And it all begins not with anyone else, but with how you treat yourself when no one else is watching.